was working with Jeff Beck at the time. I was blessed to get a gig with him. I love Jeff. He's great. It would be funny, man. We go to rehearsal one day. There'd just be 10 guitars lined up. And a tech of mine, Pierre de Beaupart, who's Keith Richards' tech now, he was like, you know, Doug, Kramer is actually in the process of working with Stuart Spector. And I had my eye on Spector since I was, early Sugar Hill days, like 19, even before then, Cameo. Aaron Mills, the bass player in Cameo, had the first Spector I ever saw. So I was like, man, I'd love to check out a Spector. He's like, well, you know what, I can hook you up with Stuart, because he knew him. Kramer had acquired Spector. Spector was based in Brooklyn prior to that and had moved him down to Neptune, New Jersey. And from what Stuart said, it's the first time he had access to other gear and other things and some finances and, you know, machinery and stuff like that. You know, there's a play date for me to meet Stuart Spector. They send a limo to pick me up in my house in Connecticut and drive me down a couple hundred miles down to Neptune, New Jersey, get out there and it's Stuart Spector. I'm at the factory and stuff. We chat, hit it off really, really, really good. And at this time, he had one bass that he would lend out to everybody. Nobody bought it. He wasn't like, here's your bass. I'm going to make you a bass here. No. It was like, okay. Try this out. Here's a loaner bass that he had that went around. And prior to me getting that bass, somebody else had it. Might have been Carmine Rojas or somebody like that. And after me, somebody else had it. It was introduced while I was working with Jeff Beck. As it unfolded months later, as I met Stuart, and then that transition, I was working with Mick Jagger. A lot of guys were coming to me at that time because I'm working with Jeff Beck, and now I'm working with Mick Jagger. So it's like, it was, if you wanted to pick and choose, but I was always I had my Fender Jazz bass. I'm cool, came over here at that time. I was already in England, bought a wall bass, bought one of Dave Stewart's old double neck guitars, which I still have an old Aria guitar. And so I was cool. But then, me and Stewart developed a relationship. I used this bass that he gave me to use as a loaner on Mick's record. Everybody liked the sound. Kept in touch, and I was like, Stewart, I like the bass, man. It's good. The neck is too big for me. And would it be possible if we could do a profile where it would be more like a jazz bass neck? So let's see. So I'll never forget. Once again, limo comes to pick me up in Hartford. That was a whole catch with Kramer at the time. We loved the limo. We loved the driver. And I just got the mix of the Primitive Cool album, literally like a few days before. So I'm in the limo planning for the driver, going down, let's checking it out. And I come and it was springtime and stuff. I'm down there. So Stewart had already prepared a neck. It was just this. All it was this piece of wood. He had that. Right? Just the neck. And I'm in the car listening to the mixes. And he comes out and he's like, try this out, Doug. What do you think? Still quite big, actually. I'm like, you know what, Stewart? Is it possible, asking cordially, would it be okay if could you shave it down some more? He was a little nervous because he had never made a bass that thin in its sensibility. And I also asked, oh yeah, by the way, can you shave the body down a little bit as well? It's to make it a little more contoured to my slim figure at the time. Came back. Half an hour later, what about this? Hey, cool, man, can you just a little bit more, Okay, oh yeah, can we get a nice spacing here? Just a couple little tweaks here and there. Shaved this a little bit, made it a little bit thinner, and then he came back and one time I went just like that, and I was like, that's it. That's definitely it. That's the vibe. So he made me this. It's the first one he made for me. It's a 1987 Spector NS2. It has been completely played. I mean, every time we go there, sometimes he'll look at the bass and go, man, shall I do it over? Shall I strip it down and do blah, blah? And then we always just look at it and go, nah. Just, they tidy it up a little bit. It's got some belt buckle stuff. And but this is probably what's left of the original. Probably there. Original color. But it's interesting because at this time, he reckons that this was the best wood he had ever got at that, the builders. So they're always like, they're just wood fanatics, right? Apparently, he made 3 basses. He made this one out of this wood. He made another one that he kept, and then one for Gene Simmons, which he never used. And he reckons that this batch of wood was some of his best wood ever, as far as what was going on. We still talk about it all the time. So soon to follow was a 5-string. I had him, do a couple of tweaks, stuff, because he knew my profile. So I got like the 9th, 5th string he made. And I still have that to this day. Those 2 basses are what I use on the majority of the sessions that I do. I love his preamps that he put in here with the EMG configuration, and what that did. This is the 80s, so it enabled me to compete with bass synth, and I could goose up some other tones. And I wasn't even using that many pedals live. I was always playing straight in the studio. So started with this, got the 5-string right after that. Then he made 2 other basses for me with this profile. He made a fretless that I still have, and then he made a white bass with jazz pickups. All right. And to me, out of all the basses that he made that I have, that I own, that are Spector, these basses, the original ones that I got from that original 87 batch, are my basses of choice.